So this is the first video attempt at doing something good for society. Basically, it's an introduction to the weight loss program that I have here. So the program is called Lighten Up Program. It's basically going to be a series of probably hundreds of videos that are going to be covering all the topics that we could possibly come about in the weight loss industry, going in from technology, exercise routines, different types of diets, my strong point, the diets, medications, non-surgical technologies, surgical technologies such as gastric sleeves, which work tremendously well, non-surgical stuff like medications, like I said, and my favorite stuff, which is radio frequency, laser technologies, and all these other new gadgets that quickly remove adipose tissue without having to give you any drug sedation and all this other stuff. And this can be done in the office with under supervision. So anyway, starting up now, an online weight loss program is what I'm basically gonna be presenting here. This is now a worldwide problem. So the audience is basically worldwide too. It's the entire, whoever's interested. Basically, knowledge is definitely power. That's one thing that I want to convey to people. Energy is sacred. Time is sacred. What I felt, folks, I'm somebody that used to weigh 200 pounds. That was my basic weight, and I went as much as high as 265 pounds. Then I went down over the past 6 months down to 230 pounds. But I did it using this stuff which I'm talking about and which I will be covering. So knowledge is power. But what I realized throughout the years is that you can get tired, you get exhausted, you get demoralized, and all these things kind of go heavy on you, and then eventually you just you give up on trying. You can't be trying all the time. So what I wanted to create as part of this weight loss online program is I was going to be shopping around, looking at the different things that I've tried medication, folks. I've tried the technology, I've tried diets, I've tried the exercise, I've tried a lot of stuff. And on top of things, I actually am a physician. I'm a medical doctor. I'm board certified in family medicine, and I am studying for my obesity medicine board review exam, which I have coming up in about 6 weeks from now. So I already did all my training. But anyways, the idea behind it is that I want to create something which is simple, which doesn't require you to spend too much time, breaking yourself trying to figure out what's the right thing to do. I don't want you to try this program for 6 months, then that program for 6 months, and see what works. What really works, we already know to a very high degree, but that's what we learn in the obesity medicine medical training, and we do realize that some things do work, like bariatric surgery, which of course is not for everybody, but there are things that work in terms of losing weight, and that's what I want people to focus their energy on. If you want to try a supplement, don't try all these weird things. I will tell you the supplements that have been studied, and that the American the AFP, which is the American Association of Family Physicians, what they recommend. I will tell you what the Obesity Academy, the Medical Academy suggests are good, and I will tell you the ones that are basically endorsed and that have been studied and compared to other medications. And I will tell you also for the different age groups. You shouldn't have the same approaches to weight loss if you are, if you're 16 years old, if you're 35, if you're 75, 65. So anyways, so people are, get tired of trying, and they give up for years, and then of course they keep on packing pounds, and then you become when you get demotivated, you become a happy eater, and this is what I am. I'm a happy eater, folks. I lost 30 pounds, folks. I did not do any exercise, and I did not do any diet. I took medications for 1 month out of 6 months, and the rest, I basically did it through stress control and controlling the amount of work that I did, and working on my sleep. Believe it or not, that was sufficient and it worked tremendously well for me. But anyways, I will tell you later about myself. I want you folks to become the source of the information, because you will see that the solutions come in discussing with each other what our different scenarios are. So in terms of education, you will see that from this Lighten Up program that I'm offering to you and everybody else, there's different sources of information and education. I find my sources of information and I basically try to gnaw down the information. I try to break it down to a way that it's easy to understand, and you will get a lot of it through different videos. The videos will be, I will try to make them as short as possible. This video is probably going to be very long because I'm explaining the entirety of the program, and I'm explaining all the resources that you will have in this program. So, but this is a method. Another method is Facebook. Facebook, I have a group called Elle. Now, when I started getting interested into obesity medicine, anyways, make a long story short, Elle is our Facebook group and page. You can join it. It's free. We have a free app on iPhone, and you can start using that app for there's a lot of tools in there that you can start using. It's totally free, and you would have to pay otherwise to. Damn, I have to hurry up to eat this now. Go check out our website too. The other thing, this is the beautiful thing about having a social life healthcare system. If you're in Quebec, Montreal, you can actually come see me physically. I will be your weight loss doctor. I can see you personally. I am taking new patients, and we actually tell this to people. Yes, we are taking new patients. In Canada, we have such a big demand for physicians that sometimes we have to tell people, listen, sorry, we can't see you. But I'm trying to help as many people as possible, and yes, I am taking new patients. The office that I work at is in Complexe des Jardins in downtown Montreal. It's one of the most beautiful places that we could have a clinic at. So anyways, come see us. It's at Complexe des Jardins on the 4th floor, and that's the website, my website for the weight loss clinic, Elle. You can start looking into there, the different things that we have put a lot of effort into and a lot of interest into. Now, as far as Udemy course, I am working right now on creating a Udemy course for people in general. This Udemy course is going to break down, I want to have my biggest challenge when I started studying for the board review of obesity medicine, and when I started speaking with patients, is that you cannot possibly resume the entire approach to obesity to a patient in even half an hour. It's absolutely impossible. There are too many factors that play into people having proper a proper lifestyle. So a lot of the problem with obesity is that there's something that goes wrong, and then we compensate with something else, and eventually it eventually shows up in your weight, and then you come to us because your weight is a little bit off, but really there's a lot of things behind that. There's the stress, there's the compensation for the stress. There's it could be a genetic problem, it could be a hormonal problem which hasn't been addressed. So there's a lot of things. It could be medication induced. So all these things need to be addressed, and unfortunately, a lot of the times weight gain is iatrogenic. You come see a physician for a high blood pressure, we put you on a beta blocker, and unfortunately, 10 years later, you've gained 15 pounds. And we don't really find the source, but sure enough, we could have put you on an ACE inhibitor or another blood pressure medication which doesn't have such a positive effect on weight, and we would have had another result on it. So there's things that we can do that we cannot teach, we cannot explain, and you will find it useful to know, particularly in the treatment of depression and certain other psychiatric problems. And mental conditions. It's very useful to know it. So as far as the Udemy course, I will create a Udemy course that is people friendly, that you don't need to have a big scientific background to understand. And I'm gonna create one for physicians, medical school students, for nurses, for family physicians, internal medicine doctors, as well as endocrinologists and obesity physicians, obesity medicine physicians that are looking to do more of a review course. But then again, this is probably going to take a little more than 3 months of daily work, which I'm doing pretty much on a daily basis in order to set all this thing up. And eventually, together it's going to be a very good resource of information that you can start using. So continuing, so have fun using our YouTube streams. One of the most beautiful things that I realized recently is that you can actually make a YouTube quite an interesting experience for the people that are watching the live streams. Like right now, I'm broadcasting live. I hope folks, we're gonna get a lot of subscribers, because more people subscribe, the more people watch the channel, the more it kind of cheers us up for making more videos. And I think this is a topic that's going to be more, and certainly there's an uptrend in the weight issue regarding people in general, and I definitely think that this is something that's going to help society as a whole. So it's not just I mean, you're not just giving me subscribers, you're actually going to help spread out a message that promises to do good to a lot of people. So anyways, now, so going to the YouTube live streams, there's this thing that Streamlabs, I didn't know Streamlabs existed, but they have this boss thing that you can kill every time that you subscribe or every time you like one of my videos. It's like you beat up a boss, and the boss then can, you can kill it, and then you can get prizes, and then you can get points, and then you can actually play songs, play games, and get prizes through these. I mean, I'm completely impressed. I've been trying to learn this as much as possible, so that every time that in the future you do one of the live streams, the live lessons, not only is it really interesting, but you also have a live chat box that I still need to learn a lot more how to do this. No, another thing here is donations. Listen, donations are basically how I'm going to use your donations. So far I haven't received anything from donations. I have built pretty much the website from scratch. I am paying a lot in terms of website fees. I am paying a whole lot more than I ever thought I would. I put in an application, the Elle application, I really hope you people use it, because I'm paying for it, so I really want you guys to make the best out of it. I mean, if you can lose 5 pounds because of that freaking application, man, do the best of it, take it, use it, learn how to use it. You'll see there's potential in those applications, so use it. I don't charge you anything. So anyways, that's now. There are things in it that we can there are products that we can use that will make it a little bit more useful, but that's something else. Use all the stuff that you can right now. I don't even have the products right now that will make it that I could even charge you for anyways. I don't even have it set up. I'm a one-man army right now, so I have to do absolutely everything, including the education, the streaming, the website, getting a physical location so I can do some of the other stuff that I plan on doing in terms of the obesity clinic. So furthermore, so your donations will help. It will help me pay for the updates for the applications. I have another application, but now if you folks don't want to donate in terms of money, you can donate by subscribing. If you subscribe eventually, the videos, the views, all these things are gonna give us are going to give me some finances. Follow me on YouTube, follow me on Facebook and Instagram. It's going to help me push this effort a lot more. So now this is another cool thing that you haven't seen anywhere around, and I know you haven't, but this is something that I'm going to be implementing in future videos. You want to know the future of gym? This is something that we're going to do. Look at this thing. This is like a spin wheel that's also part of Streamlabs. Now, and every time when we're gonna be doing these videos in the future, I'm gonna be spinning the wheel. So this wheel, when we spin it, it's gonna basically tell us, it's gonna fall on something, and then we're all gonna have to do it. So as you watch the videos, you know, hey, let's do an example right now. No, hell no, man. I don't know how to set this up. I'll set it up in the future. But anyways, this wheel thing will turn when I open it. I have to open Streamlabs. And anyways, and it's gonna spin. It's gonna fall on something, and then you're gonna be able to do the exercise. So it's gonna be like a group exercise, and then everybody's gonna do it together. So that's really cool. I think that's really nice, and it's gonna go like that. Nutrition now. There's a saying in Spanish that says, "Man falls by his mouth," like the fish. So basically, there is an application that I paid a bunch of developers to do and the application is going to be free. The application is going to be on Google first. I don't have enough money to put it on iPhone, so if you have a Google phone, I'll much better for you. As soon as I have the money for it, it costs me like $2,000 to $5,000 to just put it over to iPhone. This is where, you know, if you give us donations, that's where it's going to go. But anyways, it's gonna be out in the next 2 weeks or so. So today's the 3rd of January. It's by the 15th of January. I expect it to be fully released. It's going to be called NutriChat app, and it's going to be basically you're going to have full live access to a bunch of nutritionists that are going to be only verified and certified nutritionists from the Order of Dietitians of Quebec here in Quebec, Canada. And basically you're online, you're going around, and let's say you go to a restaurant, you take a picture of the menu, you see okay, and then this menu is going to get ported out to a chat group, a hub, and through that hub one of the nutritionists is going to see okay, and it's going to have a profile, it's going to have your profile, and it's going to say, well, you are this old, you are a male, you are body mass index of 42, okay, you have diabetes and you have high blood pressure, and then he saw what you should eat for your size, your height, and this you should eat this amount of calories. This meal is the best thing for you. Boom. So you're gonna have an assistance that it's gonna be live done for you, and it's gonna be free. So the way that you're going to be paying the nutritionist is you're going to give them like a liking, you know, like every time that they give a recommendation, you're going to be able to like, and we're also going to allow you to make one-on-one personal like video chats and appointments with a nutritionist, just like you would do it in the office, but you will do it over our application. And this is a way that we want to, you know, bring nutritionists over to our application. So we would say, you know, if you're going to see a nutritionist, use our application, because that's going to bring them over so that they can work for free, and that's going to help you and other people, you know, also get free stuff, and it's, you know, it's more likely to get them to work for free. So furthermore, now this is in the last 6 months, folks, I have put 4 books that are now downloadable on Amazon Prime. In the past 6 months, or since about July of last year, I had 4 books made. One which was Approved Cocktails and Spirits by a weight loss doctor. Basically, I started looking into finding, you know, get me some, for example, you know, people are gonna drink alcohol. People are in the other book right next to it. Like number 1 bar choices for the diet, or top 20 beers. Basically, what I wanted to show people is that you can drink alcohol and not, you know, mess your diet up. The problem with drinking alcohol is that for 1 gram, okay, you have 7 calories of you know, for if you calculate for carbohydrate versus for alcohol, you're almost having for 1 gram twice as much energy in alcohol. So when you drink alcohol, you're basically eating twice as much for the weight of what you're consuming. So the idea behind these meals and these drinks, first of all, for the alcoholic beverages, these 2 books have one purpose, is basically to show you that you can not only, I mean, you should always drink responsibly, folks, but you should drink responsibly from the dietary standpoint as well, not just from the drinking and driving and causing people to die, but also from controlling your weight and not just drinking yourself into obesity, which, you know, people do indirectly by the sheer amount, the crazy amount of drinks they have. Now, as far as the dietary, you know, one of the things that people should do and that people consider to do, and in the future I'll give a talk out on the HCG diet, the human chorionic hormone, basically the pregnancy hormone diet, which doesn't really work. I mean, it's been studied. It's not even legal to do in Canada. In the US it's still done, but it's not legal in Canada. But they do it with a very low calorie diet. So basically the first month, you see there it says respecting 500 to 750 calories daily. This is a diet, folks, where people lose about 20 pounds in a month. The reason they do is basically because they're in ketosis the entire month. So it's not the hormone, it's because they are in ketosis. They are starving for an entire month. So this is a very beautiful short-term result that you're gonna get right back up by 6 months. You're gonna regain everything. So the idea behind it is that I wanted to create these books, which anyways, they're excellent, they're very beautiful, and they're available on Amazon Prime. But if you want to help us out, folks, you can order them. We will send it to you physically. Right now, you know, this is something that I'm gonna prepare so that you people can just order it from me. We're gonna mail it to your home, and you're gonna be able to keep the collection of books that we have set up for you all. So my goal, my personal goal is, as a weight loss physician, is finding, organizing, and offering simple solutions. I want to keep it all simple. If you want to complicate yourself, I want to give you that possibility too. But the idea behind it is that, to me, time is precious, energy is precious. I want you to be able to choose simply, because I myself got tired looking for solutions for weight loss. And pills are simple. I like pills. Technology is simple. I like technology. You know, but that's not the best. The best is actually looking into things into perspective and actually choosing what's right for you. That is ultimately what happens in the end, and that's why the bottom line in weight loss medicine is actually compassion. But this, you actually you will actually end up falling into the compassion of weight loss medicine when you have the power to choose, not when you have when you don't. But anyways, so I simplify and I compare solutions, technologies. This is what I'm going to be doing in the future: medication, supplements, non-medicals, non-surgical, FDA, Health Canada approved methods for safe weight loss, etc. And I make then videos for you to be watching and for you to be benefiting from. I personally focus on trying what works, basically I put my efforts into that, rather than trying what may work. I want to set people up for success. So here I just explained a little bit of the medications that I tried. I tried, for example, the Bydureon medication for 1 month. It cost me, I think it cost about $150 an injection, and it's 4 injections in a month, whereas the topiramate cost a little less than that. Actually a lot less than that. But anyways, out of 4 months, out of 6 months, Bydureon, I did it only for 1 month, and then I gave up on the medication just because it hurt too much to inject it. So listen, I know I believe in the medication. Do I recommend it? On some occasions I do, but it depends. No, we work with the world. As better solutions come up, we'll present better options. By the way, I'm somebody that loves going to the weight loss conferences. I love going to the Obesity Academy conferences, man, and going to through the booths. If you go there, it's amazing the stuff we have there. It's really, really interesting. Now, becoming part of the solution, I want you folks to, as the videos come, we have a chat box. Please contribute with your questions. By the way, I don't even know how to do a video right now. Check Obsidian at the same time. Look at the chat box. activate whatever on Streamlab to make that thing spin at the same time and have a good time. I'm basically looking at the green dot while I'm looking at the PowerPoint presentation, and I don't even know what the hell is looking like behind me. So I'm gonna get better at this. Now, contribute links, you know, share your posts, your videos, share, subscribe to my videos, and you know, and spread it out. You know, tread the web which binds all people, you know, through knowledge. Protect your children through knowledge, protect others, you know, through your behavior. By the way, folks, you shape others. This is something that you know, people are starting to really accept, but you actually positively change other people's lives, even though you don't even know it. People look at you, people listen to you, and people copy you. Humans copy each other even when we don't talk with each other. So when you get a few extra pounds, people around you get a few extra pounds. When you lose weight, people around you lose weight. This is something that just happens, folks. This is partly why everybody's picking up weight. It's not just people being irresponsible. When people pick up weight, others pick up weight. When your friends get obese, you become obese. When your family members get obese, you become obese. Now, of all the things that we mentioned so far, we also have something called Elle on Coach Care. So I was speaking just recently of the NutriChat application, which was the application where you go around from restaurant to restaurant, you start taking pictures of the menu, and the nutritionist sees you. Now, Coach Care is a group that it's very hard to look to find online, but they're a company that created an application for my group. It's another application that basically where I offer cheerleading, online personal coaching, and right now everybody that I have in there is completely free. The way you go there is you subscribe and you can start using what I want you to start using, folks. It doesn't hurt to use a food journal, okay? So try it out. Look out the application, subscribe, use it. You don't like it, delete it. That's it. You're done. So, but the full potential of this application, in my opinion, is using the home body impedance analysis scale and the Fitbit product that they have. They actually have a Fitbit-like band that you can buy and that we will be providing in the coming month or two. I already did the order for 9 of these in home body impedance analysis scales. So people are going to basically have these scales at home that are going to tell me, the scales are going to be Wi-Fi connected to this Coach Care application. And when you know, at home, you start taking care of yourself, you know, you're losing weight, you're doing everything that's perfect. And then 6 months into the future, you stop taking care of yourself, you go on a trip, you come back, and we start seeing over the next 2 months that your weight starts, you know, picking up, you start losing muscle, and you start getting, you know, adipose tissue fat. It's gonna tell me right away, and I'll be able to tell you, hey, listen, what's going on? Your scale is flagging me up. Your charts are off the charts. What's going on? So we can do interventions. The basis of this coaching and cheerleading and personal approaches, some studies have actually shown that to a higher number of interventions in the weight loss medicine, you have better results. With no interventions giving little to no results, more 4, 6, 12 interventions giving higher results. Basically, people lose more weight when you have somebody coaching you. It actually works like that. So the home body impedance analysis, you stand on it, you can do it every day. You stand, and it tells me exactly how much you weigh in muscle and in bone, in adipose tissue, so in fat, in water. Okay, so it's an excellent tool. And folks, you buy it one time, it's there for the rest of your life. It's really great. And the Fitbit basically tells you, you know, how long you sleep, and it also has a pedometer which can help us. You know, if you buy that, for example, and I see you walk like 2,000 steps a day for like 2 weeks in a row, I'll tell you, yo, get off your lazy ass, like start walking a little bit more. What the hell, you know? So we can start getting you like prepped up, and we can work with you. So this is something that we can create groups of people, you know, like the 2,000, the shameful group, the 2,000 steps a week. You don't want to be in the group of people that walk 2,000 steps every day this week. So you gotta at least make it to the 4,000 steps this week group. So and then you want to reach the golden group, which is like the 10,000 steps every day group, and that's where you want to be. We can create all these like very interactive things to the online community, and that's what I want to create with you people. I want to create this ecosystem which relates to lifestyle, and it's possible. Anyways, this is our website, by the way, folks. This is what our website looks like. By the way, this is not Coach Care. This is just my website, ellegenspa.com. So the idea and what I have is a tentative price. By the way, folks, I have never even sold one so far. I don't. What I plan on having is I'm gonna be shipping anywhere in Canada and the U.S. I'm gonna include that in the fee for $199, and it's gonna include the scale, the Fitbit, and 3 months of the personalized support. Now the only people that the scale is really not for is if you have a pacemaker, if you have if you're pregnant, and if you have a defibrillator. It's not for you at that time. If you're on your period, buy it. When you're not on your period, use it. Okay, it's that simple. But otherwise, it's really for everybody that really is concerned about their weight. I'm gonna give one to everybody in my family, my mother, I mean just about everybody. So I actually strongly believe in the technology, and I do it does work. So it's definitely worth their time. So now the community of you understanding, so of understanding, that's what I want to have you people help me create. And it's basically, it gets automatically created with better information, with more knowledge. Folks, when we have the knowledge, we can get robbed of proper decision making. So Coach Care, Facebook, Elle group on Instagram, family, friends, school, university, the workplace, sports, church. Ideally, you are a person. I mean, you are a person, which is basically a circle within a circle. Now, as far as exercising is concerned, now this is a tough part because it doesn't have part in people who are overly stressed or overly burdened. Typically what I tend to see a lot in the clinic is people tell me, man, I've stopped exercising, I just don't have the time. Well, actually, yeah, I understand, and it's because the lifestyles that we have doesn't really operate like that. You really have to create the time for things you want, otherwise you won't get it. So time just doesn't show up itself. It says this is time for exercise. You actually have to set up, this is time for exercise, and you have to go towards your target, towards your goal. So part of the deal with going around that is watch the daily videos, and we're gonna have that wheel twist and turn, and then if that falls on the 10 push-ups, everybody drops, let's go 10 everybody, and then that's little activities like that. Now your life can become so complex that you have no place for exercise, but you have to make time for it. And as far as exercise is concerned, there is such a thing as a prescription for exercise. If a physician gives you a prescription for a pill, we all understand that taking a pill is extremely easy, and hence why a lot of people have resorted for pills as a method for treating chronic problems, because it's ideal. I just pop the pill and I'm done, technically. But there's a lot of hormonal and humoral things that happen when you do exercise that are far more subtle and far more in depth. And so for example, endorphins, you cannot take a pill that gives you a rise in endorphins. So unfortunately, there are benefits to exercise that we need to go through the hard parts about it. Now, what I want you to know is that I am actively looking into the newer technologies. Like I said, folks, the world of tomorrow. The idea behind this online weight loss group is I'm gonna use the top of the technology. So you like sedentarism, and we're gonna bring you the world of the cool stuff, the cool activities, so that within your sedentarism you're gonna become active. That's what I wanted to create. I'm sure that I can find something that you like to do within your sedentary life. You may not like to travel 30 minutes to go to a gym, but if you put some goggles and you're in this, like, I don't know, virtual reality where you're hunting or in the middle of a war or something, maybe we can find something that can really make it worthwhile, that you're willing to embark into. Or that simply, you know, you can go into one-on-one training with this hot, like, I don't know, personal trainer that's really hot, and then you do the exercises and you're with them. You see, these things, folks, they are going to get developed, and they are getting developed. So I'm already looking at some of these technologies, but then again, if it doesn't work, I'm not gonna propose it to you. I may on some occasions make a video just to mention out that these things exist, but it's not what I am interested in. I am really interested in what works, first and foremost. And in terms of, there have been medical recommendations, there have been comparison studies with placebo groups, or people that are doing, you know, nothing at all versus some that are doing that, and then we make comparisons and so on and so forth. Now, another field of interest that I have, that I'll be talking to you folks about, and that some of you have probably started to listen to. Y'all heard of Cool Sculpting, you know, Vanquish, Clutera, Sculptera, all these Terras and Terratores and Zoronas, and all these lasers. And so basically, the weight loss industry, with the rising of obesity in the population, it's become extremely financially and extremely interesting to provide a cosmetic solution for these people that is on the range of speed as fast as possible. Okay, so we want to have something that's non-surgical, no sedation, no time down from work. You go to the clinic, you get the procedure done in half an hour, and you go back home. So along the lines of that, we have several technologies that have come out. They're all very expensive, but anyways, this is actually what I like about it, is the simplicity. You go there, you lay on the bed, 20 minutes later you go home, and you've lost, you know, you may have lost as much as 4 inches after you've done 6 or 9 treatments, like in the case of Zorona. So this picture here is somebody that's had a procedure called Vanquish. By the way, folks, I bought this machine. I've tried it on myself. I've done 4 treatments of the abdominal area, and it does work. I am now 2 months after having done those 4 treatments, and I've lost a little bit of weight, and of abdominal weight, and or at least abdominal fat. And people have told me, actually people haven't told me just that, because I actually lost 30 pounds, so it kind of shows around my face too. And but anyways, who cares? Now, the future of weight loss technology is non-surgical. This to me is absolutely is extremely important, folks. The best thing for the most efficient thing. So, you know, if you want, folks, if you need to lose something like 35% of your weight, you know, like people that weigh like 350 pounds, like, you know, very high numbers, then surgery is something that needs to be considered. Now, there's contraindications for surgery, but it's something that definitely needs to be considered, and seriously. But as far as there's concerned, maybe in the future there will be other methods other than surgery that will work out. So that's what I'm really interested in. I am definitely interested, and if eventually we can do a minor type of intervention, that's you know, very minor surgery that we can do, for example, obesity medicine doctors such as myself can do in the office without sedation, and that has some sort of effect, I don't know, whatever it is, and it serves in terms of weight loss, I will be the first one to go do the training to do that procedure. So of course, as long as there's a good study, you know, behind it, backing it, there's good results, it's a safe procedure, it's a safe technology, then I will be the first one to vouch for it, because I see the need, and I love to see how people have become happy, you know, when they lose, you know, when they're out there, you know, they used to be 120 pounds, now they're 170, and they go back to 120, 130 pounds, man, their lives, they shine, these people shine, they're happy, they're different. And anyways, I wanna be able to help people get to that, because it's a beautiful thing to watch. Anyways, this is Vanquish, that technology. So this is some of the effects that it's had on a bunch of people. Then again, this is from this website. It's called anyway, this is actually from the company itself, so it's like an ad of sorts. This is Zerona. Zerona is a type of laser that uses, it's a cold laser. I think it uses a 500 nanometer cold laser wavelength. You basically don't feel anything. I've put my hand under one of those lasers. You actually don't even feel anything. You close your eyes, you don't even know you're under a laser. You open your eyes 20 minutes later, you're basically done, and it activates some enzymes inside your fat cells, which then lead to the death of the fat cells, and then, you know, over the months it kind of goes away. Now these treatments can be repeated, so you do it 6 treatments, you wait something like 6 weeks. I don't know the exact ones, I have to check it out, but then ultimately you can repeat the treatment in the future. But anyways, that's it in a nutshell. Let me see. I think my computer froze, folks. Did a 27-page presentation and the computer is completely frozen. My computer is being slower and slower as the days go by. It's impressive. Jeebus. And this thing really froze out pretty bad. So there's Siri basically doing nothing but probably sending to Apple what I'm saying, and then finding me websites for 30-year chip, sled, Cleves, Nikki's warehouse. Wow. Okay, so big jump in the slides here, but just to continue on as to where we were. We're almost done, folks. Wow, that sucked. Absolutely sucked. All right, let's go back to it. Alright, so this is like the guy that I wanted to have in terms of you guys, like every time you like a video, basically the boss, it's gonna be like this fly called the obesity fly, and it's like a beast. It has 9,001 HP points, and basically it can die. So going back to, you know, the stuff that I think you guys will enjoy knowing. And folks, what I'm giving here is education, folks. I'm not giving you medical advice, and God forbid some of you people start going online trying to buy drugs illegally because you heard it here or you read it on drugs.com or something like that in order to lose weight. Folks, you cannot, some of these drugs are controlled substances. You cannot buy them illegally, let alone to lose weight, okay? If you're in Canada, and you're in, you know, if you're in my region here, and you're a Canadian citizen, I mean, hopefully you're from Montreal, and you see these videos and you can come see me. I'll see you for free. I mean, if you have a carte d'assurance maladie or the provincial health card. So, you know, but anyways, folks, some of these medications can kill you. Some of them can give you seizures. Some of them can give you abnormal rhythms of the heart, and thus can kill you. But anyways, these are a list of the prices as of January 2018. These are some of the medications that I will be talking about in future videos. As you can see at the bottom is the one that I tried by Durian, which was 2 milligram injection once a week subcutaneously. So basically you pinch a little bit of your abdominal fat and you pluck it in, Man, that thing, that needle is like if you had a thick ass bee, a wasp. You like plunging into yourself, man. Anyways, make a long story short, I felt it was quite painful, and I don't know what was wrong with the giving myself that medication, because I felt that as soon as I was setting it up and following the instructions, I was losing some of the medication. But anyways, you can see the medications can go as cheap as $3 if you buy caffeine or fluoxetine or even testosterone in cases, phentermine, which is one of the oldest sympathomimetics used for weight loss, or it can go as high as liraglutide, which is basically it's a daily injection, but it $3,700 a month. I mean, talk about something outrageous. I don't know how, but anyways, this is what's out there in the market. Talk about extremely expensive. Now, in terms of mental health, another thing that I'm working on, folks, donations. One of the things that I'm working in terms of mental health, I'm building a website with the same team of people that are helping me do the NutriChat app that I hired for that. The website is basically a questionnaire of different questions, of course, but it's basically check all that apply, and it's a series of questions, and I recommend this thing to do it for anyone. If you want to know why you gain weight, why you may have gained weight in the past, do that questionnaire. It will not have all the answers as to why you may have gained weight, but it is a mental health questionnaire. And when I built the questionnaire, it basically has approximately 70 to 100 questions. I don't know. The way we built it is, and it basically has a codified number. Every time that you click on something that applies, it has a coding algorithm that then simplifies it for me, and then brings me possible diagnoses that we then have to sit down with you, and then we have to see, like, is this person, do they really have this particular condition? So it helps us hint out, because for example, binge eating disorder, there's a lot of new conditions or eating disorders not otherwise specified, or a night eating syndrome, binge eating disorder. All these there's a lot of new recognition that's been done from the health standpoint in order to recognize these the problems that have led to obesity. And what I'm trying to say in this slide, which is a lot of text, but is that depression in the past, it used to be, how we're going to treat somebody that's depressed, or schizophrenic. You put them somewhere, you start spinning them, and the evil spirits are going to go. Well, the 1960s are not too far out like that from obese people. For obese people, 1990s, what is it? Or they don't take care of themselves. It's very prejudiced. There's a lot of ignorance behind it, but there really isn't a lot of understanding behind what really is going on, and there is a lot of neurology behind it that actually needs to be understood, and part of our job is the demystification of this. And this website that we're doing, once again, it's a free website. By the way, folks, during the next conference in April for the Obesity Medicine Conference, the next summit, I'm going to be presenting this website, and it's going to be a tool that I'm going to be presenting to all physicians, so that they, in due turn, they may start using it, and they may start sending their patients towards it. It's going to be a very useful diagnostic tool. The next step for that website, from my standpoint, is translation. I'm going to translate it. I'm going to pay people to help me translate it to every language possible. What does that mean? We're going to translate it to Zulu, Chinese, Cambodian, any language that you could possibly guess. We're going to translate it too, so that whenever a patient in this world wants to have a question as to, hey, why did I gain some weight, we will at least screen out the big causes that may have some treatment underlying behind it, or at least we can simplify the job of the physician that will definitely not sit down with you and ask you those 75 questions that they should, unfortunately. So we are creating the tools to serve humanity, to serve society, and it's a very real problem, folks. So so this is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it with your help, and we're gonna do it, you know, by working hard. So the support chat app, the next thing after and I've told you folks, it's a lot of different things that I've, you know, spoken about in such a small amount of time. A lot of projects that you folks aren't really familiar with, but that I've been working on, you know, with all my heart for the past year, in the last year. So the other thing is, the second I'm done with the NutriChat, the same structure application wherein you can communicate with a nutritionist. You know, you can send in the menu, you can discuss with them. We're going to create a similar, you know, sister-like application with psychologists, where you will be able to discuss with psychologists different things which relate to your care, and then hopefully this will be able to help a lot of people get the care they need. Of course, once again, we're not going to get anyone to become a registered psychologist. You're actually going to have to be a registered psychologist with the Order of Psychologists of Quebec, or of whatever province or state, and we will verify your degree with that particular order. So those people that want to register there and work there and help people, they will send us pictures of their degrees. We will call those, you know, those facilities, those organizations, and we will make sure that their degrees are up to date and that their licenses to practice are up to date. And then they will figure out on your application so as to protect you, the client and the consumer. So folks, you know, if you want to help us out, check this out. Look at all these like crypto addresses that we have right here. These are all the things. If you want to send me anything, you want to send me a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of any of these cryptocurrencies, or, you know, feel free to. Listen, I'm actually somebody that's very much into cryptocurrencies. I think it's a very easy method for people to become more personal and stop taking, you know, the middle guy in between. We can communicate as easy as we can through videos. We can communicate through economy. You can put, you know, your will where you want through your support financially. So I think you can do it with cryptocurrencies. You can do it with your money. If you like something, you know, in your life, you support it and you make it grow. And that's basically what I am asking. Those of you that are interested in making, you know, a donation, please, you know, send any of these cryptos to the addresses here above. The other thing that you can do, you know, it's very simple. Use the invitation codes. I have these ones listed out. These are references and invitation codes to any of these coin exchanges that I use. I use all of these, folks. So you know, feel free to try to like reach out through any of them. By the way, folks, use a reference code. By the way, I'm not gonna get charged. You are not gonna get charged. And whenever you use any of these exchanges, you will actually save money. They will give you back money, and they will give me a little bit of what you will save. So instead of paying $100, you will pay. You will not pay. It's actually hard to explain, but let's say you were gonna pay